Today we're going to take apart the Ruger Mark II. This is the competition target version. It has a big bull barrel on, I think 6.8-inch bull barrel. This gun is my most difficult gun to take apart, or in the beginning it was. The first time I put this back together, it took me about 45 minutes. Just didn't understand how it goes back together. Thought I had it, then the bolt won't pull back, but there are just two things you need to understand. And I don't think a lot of the other videos explain this very well. The hammer needs to be in it. Well, I'll just show you when we get there. But don't let the difficulty of this gun deter you. This is my favorite handgun. I own quite a few handguns. This is my favorite. It shoots absolute laser beams, deadly accurate, fun to shoot. My little boy loves shooting it. It's great. But so let's just begin. This is the mainspring housing right in here. This needs to come out. The mainspring housing holds everything together. This pin popping through the top holds the bolt in place, holds the barrel in place, provides the spring action for the hammer coming forward. And to take this out, there's a little hook right here. Sometimes I can get it, sometimes I can't. I don't want to rip my fingernail off. So you can use a paper clip, stick that in there, or take a piece of wire and run it down in there, just like that. Pull that out. Was it stuck? There we go. There we go. Put two fingers on it, pull it just straight down to the bottom of the gun. Just like that. I'm going to show you a couple things on this. Well, let's take this apart. I've worked this gun a lot, and I've opened it quite a bit, cleaned it quite a bit, oiled it, so it does come off a little bit easier than when I first got it. A lot of people hit the back end of this with a mallet. To get the barrel off of the frame, the barrel needs to go forward. There's a little lip that catches the barrel. We need to get that disconnected or unlodged. Hit the back of this with a rubber mallet, push it forward. Mine's loose enough where I can just push down, just like that, pop it all off. Now you can take the bolt, barrel, everything out. Here is the hammer, and then there is a hammer strut, which is this piece right here. Once you understand what position these two things need to be in to get this gun back together, it's going to be a breeze. So just understand those two things. There are two ways that I've seen people put this back together. One with the bolt in the barrel, one without, and you put it in after. I'm going to show you both today. So let's do the first one with the bolt in. What we want to do is make sure that this barrel is or the hammer is in the up position or fired position, and we'll put the bolt in just like that. Let me show you one other thing. This, if it's in the down position and you can't get it back up, all you do is pull the trigger. Pull the trigger, get that up into the up position. Then what we do is we slide this in just like that, with that in the up position. Get it? Yep, it's right there. Okay, so now you don't want to damage the crown or the muzzle, so be very careful with that. Like I said, mine's been oiled and broken down enough that I can just push on it. So push it back on into place. There it is. Okay, so now we have the hammer in the up position. Remember it, you will not be able to get this piece back in. This is very crucial. You will not be able to get the mainspring housing back in unless that hammer is in the up position. Once it's in the up position, we need the hammer strut, which is that piece of metal in there. We need that laying flat down towards the bottom of the gun. Once you're in that position, the thing will go back together. Take this, take the mainspring housing, get it in there. There we go. You see the post poking through the top, right where it needs to be? Perfect. Now, that hammer strut, let's see if I can show it to you again. The hammer strut, that metal piece down in there, needs to fall. Let me do that. That hammer strut needs to fall right into that cup. And so I'll show you what I mean by that. But that hammer strut needs to be in the up position to get this in. Then it needs to fall down and land in that cup for the gun to function and operate. So let's do this again. Okay, we've got the post poking through. We have the hammer strut laying forward. We need it to fall down, so we turn the gun upside down, just like this. And the hammer strut has fallen down and hit the base of this. Now, put it back together. You know if you did it right, if you can pull the bolt back. Just like that. Perfect. All right, let's do the other way. So let's get this pulled back again. Just like that. This is getting stuck on me. There we go. Pull this back out, just like that. Take the barrel off. Just like that. Bolt out. Okay, some guys will put this back together and put the bolt in second. This is the other way to do it. So let's make sure that the hammer is down. And remember, it's not going to come back up unless you pull the trigger. So let's leave that down. Let's put the barrel back on. There we go. And now let's put the bolt in. The hammer is down. We're going to put the bolt in, and the bolt's going to fall right in that position once we turn it upside down. So now let's turn it upside down, pull the trigger, and that hammer should fall right into the position. It did, just like that. Now the hammer strut right here is laying in the wrong position. We will never be able to get this back in with the hammer in the fired position, so up towards the top of the gun, and that hammer strut in the position it is. So you've got to turn this upside down and get that hammer strut to drop back down and lay on that crossbar, right like that. Now, take the mainspring housing, get it into position, just like that, poking through the top. That hammer strut now needs to fall back down in this cup. So turn the gun upside down, and it did. It just fell down. Now all you do, put it back together. And it works. Two biggest things to remember with this gun. The hammer, to get the mainspring housing back in, needs to be in the up or fired position, facing the top of the gun. The hammer strut needs to be down to get the mainspring housing in. To close the mainspring housing, that hammer strut needs to fall towards the top of the gun, so you turn the gun upside down. Those are the biggest things to remember. Happy shooting. This is a great gun. If you have an opportunity to buy one, do it. Thanks.